Hello, in this video I am going to show you how to set up Vulkan on your Windows machine using Visual Studio. I'll do videos covering how to set up Vulkan on Mac and Linux as well, so feel free to check out those videos. And yeah, let's get down to it. So this is an alternative. You can almost think of it as a newer version of OpenGL. This is becoming very popular now, and I think it's the right time to start creating the videos. So to set it up, it's pretty simple, to be fair. If you've set up OpenGL before in a similar manner in Visual Studio, you'll feel right at home. If you haven't, don't worry, I'm going to be covering every single step. I'm not going to be, saying make sure you do this, but then I actually show you. So you'll be covered. So first of all, there's a few things we need to download as usual, and one of them is Vulkan. And if you just Google Vulkan, you want to go to the Luna website. And there we go, Luna Exchange. I'll provide a link to everything that you need in the description. And you just need to go to the SDK. And on here, just select Windows and just download the latest SDK. Not the runtime, just the SDK. So click that. I've already got it downloaded, so I'm going to cancel it. We'll need Glfw. So this is commonly used to allow us to draw, create a window that we can draw our Vulkan, objects to, do stuff like input as well if we really want to with this. And yeah, so here we go. You could use some alternative like SDL potentially, and I might actually create a tutorial on how to set it up with SDL. But Glfw honestly is probably the best one out there for something like this. It is very bare bones. It doesn't provide much outside of Windows support. Again, a bit of input support, but that's really it. So okay, so just click download, and actually let me cancel that. Go to the download folder, and you need to download the Windows pre-compiled libraries. So you can download either 64-bit or 32-bit. If you are on a 64-bit OS, it could be either one. Recommend 64-bit. If you're on a 32-bit OS, you need to have this one. To check which OS you are on, so open your computer, go to System Properties, and you'll stay right here, 64-bit operating system. So that means I can download either the 32 or the 64-bit. Just notice it's like there's 32 here, because it's 3.2 gigahertz with 32 gig of RAM, and this is a multiple of 32. Just something I noticed. Okay, so I can download either. If you have 32, you would have to download this one. So I'm just going to download that one. I'm going to cancel it because I've already got it downloaded. Next, I'm going to download GLM. And GLM is a math library because by default, Vulkan doesn't provide any math libraries in there to do stuff like linear algebra, which you will need to do at some point when you are dealing with Vulkan, especially animations and movement. Okay, so go to releases, download the latest release, whatever that is, whenever you watch this video, and you just want to download the .zip file. Again, I've already got it downloaded, so I'm going to cancel it. So that's really it for downloads. Now let's actually go and set up Vulkan. So mine is in a folder called, it's over here. Let me delete a couple of extra things that I've got. Okay, so just double click the exe for Vulkan. And this will require about a gig or so of free space to install. And click agree, and just select where you want it installed. For me, I want it installed in a separate hard drive just because I don't have that much space there, and it's going to be in D development, and I've actually already got it right here, so I'm just going to basically override it. I'm going to get rid of the version. The reason I get rid of the version is that way I could update this folder with a newer version, and it'll, as far as I'm concerned, it'll just be the latest Vulkan in my eyes. So if I click install, so this is basically going to overwrite what I've already got there. For you, it'll probably be the first time you're installing it. Again, this is something that shouldn't take long. Obviously, it depends on the speed of the hard drives or the SSD or the storage device you're using. But it shouldn't take a crazy amount of time. Okay. And once this is, installed, we'll just confirm that, Vulkan can actually even run on your system, because that's another requirement. If your computer, especially your GPU, is really old, it might not run. So to check that, just go to where you installed it. So for me, it's D, software, Vulkan. Where is Vulkan? And using development, sorry, Vulkan, and you want to go to bin, and you want to open up the vkcube.exe. If you get that, great, your computer supports Vulkan, you're all good to go. If you get some sort of error or something that doesn't work, my first recommendation is just check if you have the latest drivers. So update, whether you're on AMD or NVIDIA, update the latest drivers for your computer, your GPU drivers, to the latest version, and see if that works. If not, see if your GPU even supports Vulkan. It might be really old that it doesn't. So you can just type in dx diag and just let that launch up. Oh, there we go. And here it'll tell you what graphics card you've got. So if you go to display, if you just get the name, Google it, and you can check for Vulkan support. So if we'll need that in a bit. So if you go to Google, you type in Vulkan supported GPUs, just go on to like driver support, and you can, so that's the driver, sorry. So yeah, there's a bunch of different websites. The GPU info's pretty decent, so you can filter. So I know mine was 2080. So if I just filter 2080 Ti and max API version, latest driver version. So yeah, it does support it. So again, you can check that way. Highly recommend that you do check. Obviously, you can check for the particular OS as well. So I'll provide a link to this as well in the description. I'll minimize this so I have that. And okay, so once you've got that, we know it works on your system, we can proceed. These two we'll be dealing with in a second, but first of all, you need to make sure you have Visual Studio. So if you Google Visual Studio, not code, just Visual Studio, go to this website. Again, I'll provide a link in the description. Go to Visual Studio, again, not code. Click download. Community version, fine. If you have like one of the other paid versions, that's fine as well. And once this downloads, we can open it. Again, I've already got it, so I won't actually go through the process of installing it and downloading it. It takes a while. Just click continue, and this is just getting the installer set up. That's that's fine. That's a-okay. And then here, what you want to do, obviously you probably won't have an installed section. You want to find Visual Studio, the latest version. So obviously mine won't appear because it's here. So let's say this was community. Just click install, and when you click install, you'll get some sort of menu like this. So I'm just going to modify my current one. And here, the only thing that you absolutely need to select is desktop development with C++. The other stuff is not compulsory. If some of the optional stuff gets selected as well, it'll be as a result of what you've selected there. Just click install and you'll be good to go. So it'll take a bit of time because it will download, and you can change the location as well. So once you've done that, what we need to do is launch up Visual Studio 2019. Again, you could do this on 2017 possibly as well, and some of the older versions support it. I think Vulkan goes back as far as like, what is it, Vulkan, or maybe Glfw goes far back as 2012. Honestly, recommend you use the latest Visual Studio if you absolutely have to. Go to create a new project, and in here you want to select C++ or platforms, and then select Windows Desktop Wizard. Click next, and then we'll name your project. I want to call it Vulkan
tutorial. Now I'm going to save it. So I'm going to change the location. I'm going to put it in downloads. I've already got it there, so I'm just going to delete what I've got. Boom, there we go. Click select folder, and solution name, can leave that as default. Click create. Okay, so this is something to bear in mind. Depending on what version of Visual Studio you have, and depending what update you have in there, what we need to do is set that the application type is console application and select empty project. On some versions of Visual Studio, those options will appear here alongside the project name and location. For me, it appears as soon as I click create, a little window pops up, so you want to select console application, empty project. Again, depending on where it appears, just make sure you select it then. Click OK. Okay, so once this launches up, we'll create a new file and copy over some base code. So what we're going to do is just right click source files, go to add, new item, and you want to select Visual C++, C++ file, so the .cpp, and we want to rename that to main.cpp, leave the location as the default location, click add, and you'll open it up here. And again, I've already got some code that we can copy over. So let's copy this over. And let's give it a run and see what happens. You can already see we're going to get errors. So we get a bunch of errors, and it's moaning that it can't find any of this because we have not set up our project to actually connect with Glfw, GLM, and Vulkan. For that reason, it's like, what am I doing? Where is Vulkan? So as a result, we need to set all of that up. To do it, it's not that difficult, to be fair. So what we want to do now is go to here. We need to extract both of these. So if you just right click and extract all. Again, if you have a specific tool that you prefer to use, like WinRAR or 7-zip, feel free to use those. I'm just using the built-in Windows tool to make it, as widely compatible with people's systems as possible. And we're gonna right click, do the same for GLM. This will probably be a little quicker because it won't be that big. A lot of small files, which honestly slows the speed down a bit. While that does that, I'm gonna have a sip of water. Okay, so we're almost done now. It's past halfway, and then once this is done, we'll actually copy over these libraries to our project folder, and I'll explain why we're doing that and the two different methodologies that can be used for setting up a project: relative and absolute linking. We're using relative linking, but in a second I'll explain both of them, and I'll explain why we're using relative. Okay, so now that we got that, just keep this folder open with all of this stuff. And what we want to do is locate our project folder, which was in download Vulkan tutorial, and go into here, Vulkan tutorial, where your main.cpp is. Create a new folder. I'm going to call it external libraries, and in here we need to put Glfw, GLM, and Vulkan. So in this Vulkan folder, in this Glfw folder, there's another Glfw folder, the one with all of this stuff in there. I would say rename that to Glfw. I like to put this as uppercase, and I like to rename it for the simple reason that way if I update the contents of it to a newer version of Glfw, the linkage will continue, but also you won't have to rename the version and then relink it because it's based on the folder name. So that's something to bear in mind. So GLM, again, there's a folder here called GLM. Don't need to rename that, and just paste that in there. That's done. And now we want to go to where we actually installed Vulkan, wherever that was for you. Go to Vulkan, and we need to copy over two folders.
the include and the lib. If you wanted to do the 32-bit version and you downloaded Glfw 32-bit, compiled pre-compiled libraries, then grab the lib32. And when you reference this lib folder, you just reference lib32. That's the only difference. Again, if you have any problems, feel free to message us on the Discord. I'll discuss that at the end of the video. Okay, so copy lib and include. So copy that. I'm going to create a new folder called Vulkan. Paste that into there. There we go. Okay, so why have we done this? And what's the difference between what I was talking about before? So what we're doing is something called relative linking, and there's also something called absolute linking. Absolute linking specifies the exact folder path where the code file, the libraries are, and that's great if you're developing on one system, like let's say this one computer, and you're never going to rename this folder, and it's always going to be there. That's fine, because that means every project you create along with this link to this folder, you'll just work. But with relative linking, because we've copied it into our project and we'll link it so it's relative to the projects folder and wherever we move that on our system, and even onto another system, assuming Visual Studio and C++ is set up, this will just work. You'll technically be able to just grab, because this is on GitHub, it's in a template folder, you'll technically be able to download this and just run it without going through the setup process that we've done for Glfw, GLM, and Vulkan. I recommend that you do the setup process because it helps you learn, but technically you could do this. And this is great for if you already know what you're doing and maybe you just need to quickly get something set up, you can just download it. And that's what relative linking is fantastic for. The one disadvantage of relative linking is because every project has its own copy of Glfw, GLM, and Vulkan. You have, redundancies. Not redundancies. Yeah, I guess it's redundancies. You have duplicates, therefore you need more file storage. And if it's a really big library, these aren't crazy big. I've seen projects with gigabytes of libraries, and as a result, copying and pasting that every single time for different projects can soon add up. The other thing is, if you want to update Vulkan, for example, or GLM or Glfw, you'd have to do that for every project individually. You may want that. You may want different projects to have a different version. So that really depends. So yeah, we're doing relative linking. Once you've got that in there, what we're going to do now, we can close this down, we can leave this minimized. We need to actually link it all up. To do that, you go to the Solution Explorer. You can always find it by going to, I think it's in View, Solution Explorer. So if it doesn't appear, just click that. You want to right click Vulkan tutorial, not the solution, but this little project here. Right click, go to Properties, and now from here, make sure Configuration or Configurations is selected. For platform, and or platforms is also selected as well. So from here, you want to go to C++, General, Additional Include Directories, and click this arrow, click Edit. And now here is where you need to link those include folders. To do that, it's pretty simple. You put $, because usually you would, if you were doing absolute linking, you would click the three dots, you navigate to that folder, click select folder, and you'll put the exact path there. So that's how you do absolute linking. That's the only difference. So with relative linking, you put $, open bracket, and so this is parenthesis, project, so with a capital P, dir, capital D, all one word, close parenthesis, and backslash. Forward slashes honestly work as well, but because Windows uses backslashes, I recommend that you stick with them. Just keep things consistent. And now, what this macro refers to is this location right here. It refers to this. This is where our project is. Not this, but over here. So we want to go into external libraries. External libraries. Make sure everything is uppercase that needs to be. Be careful when you're writing stuff out here. It's easy to make a little mistake.
and then things won't run, it won't compile, and you're just like you're pulling your hair out. Trust me, it's happened to me so many times. So you can easily put a capital I or even a 1 or something crazy like that. Kick backslash, and what we need to do first of all, we'll be doing Vulkan. So go to external libraries, Vulkan, and you want to do include folder with all of these folders. So I'll put Vulkan backslash include. Again, this include folder is uppercase. So I'm going to copy this because we're going to need to do the same but for Glfw. So external library Glfw, and I believe the include folder is with a lowercase I. There we go. And lowercase I. We need to do it again. Finally for the GLM. So, and I believe GLM was all lowercase. GLM, and that is it. So you don't actually need to put it include, you just put GLM and click OK. And if you notice, it got the exact path as a result of what we just did from here. So we can actually, yeah, now that's looking all good. Put two, backslashes because we put a backslash there. I guess technically you don't need it, but I prefer to have it there just in terms of the way it looks. Click OK. Next, go to linker, general, and you want to go to additional, include directories. Go to edit, and in here you want to do something similar. So just double click, paste what you already copied before, make things a lot easier. And you want to go to Vulkan, but this time you want to link the pre-compiled libraries. And if we go to Glfw, and you'll link one of these folders. Because I'm using Visual Studio 2019, it's the lib-vc 2019. Again, you can go really old, but it's recommended for Vulkan either 2017 or 2019. I recommend 2019. So lib-vc 2019, lib-vc 2019. Make sure you do this correctly. You could even copy and paste the name of the folder directly. And let's pick to it's got it right here, and almost there. We just need to do Glfw. So Glfw backslash, and I believe this is just called, oh no, sorry, that was Glfw. My bad. So that was Glfw. We need to do Vulkan now. So this is where if you copied over the lib32, you will put lib32, otherwise put lib, click OK. You don't need to do GLM because GLM is just all code files. There's no pre-compiled libraries. It's a bit more portable like that. Click OK, go to linker, input, and this is the final thing. Go to additional dependencies. You might already have a few things appearing there, that's fine. Click the drop down, edit. If they don't appear there, that's fine because they're inherited values. And here we need to put a couple of things, and you just put, this is all lowercase, vulkan-1.lib, new line, glfw3.lib, again all lowercase, and we just click OK. We are almost done. Go back to C++. You want to go to language, and for the C++ language standard, click the drop down arrow and click ISO 17. So you need to select a 2017 version or newer depending on when you are doing this setup, because Vulkan requires some newer code. Click apply, click OK, and if I was to click run, this isn't going to work. This is going to give me an error even though all of this disappeared. And I wanted to show you this error because, oh my god, the amount of times in the past that I've done this and I've been pulling out my hair. It is because, remember, we downloaded libraries for 64-bit. So you need to make sure debug is selected, but also x64, which is 64-bit, x86, which is 32-bit. So x64, click run.
And if we just wait any moment now, let's get like a white background. There we go. If you get that, fantastic. You're all good to go. If you get any errors or warnings, obviously feel free to, ask, and we'll try and help you solve it. But that's it. Vulkan is now set up. You might be thinking there's nothing drawing. That's fine. Over the next, few videos. First of all, I'm going to do a bunch of setup videos. But after the setup videos, I'll be showing you how to actually code in Vulkan, how to draw triangles, how to do model loading, how to do shaders, how to do all of that good stuff. So you've got Vulkan set up now. You can code away. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord group. There'll be a link in the description, and on there, there's a bunch of programming channels. Feel free to join one of them. There's over 4,300 members now. Probably be over 4,400 by the time you join, and everyone helps. That's it. I'll provide what I'm going to do on the Discord group. I'm going to create a channel called Vulkan. I'm also going to provide all of the resources that we've put. I'll probably put them in the description, and I'll put them on the Vulkan channel as well. I'll put them in the Vulkan channel as like pinned messages, so you can see them there, and they'll probably be more up to date in case if anything gets updated. I can update it in that one location. But that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to post on the Discord group, and as usual, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.